for joining a presentation. It's called 10 Blogging Strategies to Generate Sales, and appreciate you being here today. So before we get started, I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit, just some housekeeping items, let you know how you can participate in today's event. This is an example of the GoToWebinar control panel, and if you click on the orange arrow up at the top, that allows you to open and close the panel. And from the View menu up here, you can also set the control panel not to auto-hide when inactive if you prefer to always keep it open. And as well, the audio pane then contains audio information, of course. Excuse me. So just click Audio Setup if you haven't done that already to select your computer speaker or headset devices. And if you prefer, you can also join the audio via telephone by selecting Use Telephone, and the dial-in information will be displayed, including an audio pin. And if you would like to ask questions later today over the phone, you have to enter that audio pin to have your line unmuted. So at the end of the session today, I am planning on, hopefully if we have some time, to take some questions. And probably one of the best ways to do it will be to actually just type in your question in that question pane right there and click Send, and then I'll be able to read your question and get to it. As a final reminder today as well, I just wanted to let you know that the webinar is being recorded, so everyone will receive an email. So if for some reason you have to leave early or something, I will send you an email within 24 hours with a link so that you'll be able to view today's event. And I'm just going to grab a quick glass of water, drink of water here before we get started. I'll just try to wait another minute or so just to make sure everybody gets in here, and then we'll get rolling here. That's better. And actually, I think I forgot to mention, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Gloria Rand, and I am a search engine optimization copywriter and also social media consultant. And I've got my background is actually in television, writing for Nightly Business Report, but I've been really focused on copywriting and social media the last couple years, and really enjoying helping businesses to grow their business with the services. So, and part of that is dealing with blogging, and so that's kind of what the focus of today's webinar is going to be about. So let's go here. I just want to do a little overview, just to kind of tell you what we're going to be focusing on today. I'm going to go over a few reasons why you should blog if you haven't started doing so already. This hopefully will convince you that now is the time to get started. And then I'll go over some 10 strategies that you can employ to be able to use your blog for your business. And then, as I said, we'll hopefully have some time to take questions at the end. So, why should you blog? Okay, well, here's some statistics that are pretty amazing. We've got 113 million people right now are reading blogs, which is amazing. But even more significant is by the year 2014, eMarketer.com has predicted that 60% of internet users will be reading blogs. So that's 150 million people. So, even if your blog were to reach just a tiny fraction of that audience, I mean, you can just imagine the potential impact that this could have on your business. It's huge. So it really is, one of many reasons why you should really start considering having a blog for your business. Now, another big reason that you should do it comes from the word blog itself. I mean, look at the letters here. It stands for Better Listings on Google. And having a blog will absolutely help you when you get your blog out there. If people are going to be able to find your blog by searching on Google, but it also can help your company's website, because if you've got if you've got the website, if you've got your blog directly hooked up to your website as like another page for it, that's going to give you tremendous benefits, because if you may or may not know, Google loves new content, and so if you've got a blog, odds are that you're going to be updating it more often than you would, just your regular website. So you're going to be updating it maybe, once a week. More would be great, but at least, maybe, every one a week, every 2 weeks. And so when Google sends their little search engine spiders out to search for, things, they're going to find that you're updating, and it's going to be reflected in your search engine rankings. So having a blog is really going to help you. And even if you don't have the blog directly on your website, that's okay too, because you could have a link to your website on your blog. So again, people are going to be able to, if they want some more information about you, they can visit your website. That's getting you more traffic, and that's only going to help you out, your business, in the long run. Now, the other reason that you're going to want to have a blog is, it provides you a great platform to promote your products or services, because you can, use it, obviously, to talk about things. It's going to help you with branding. It's going to be, getting your company out there into the blogosphere, the internet, and let people find out about you. It's it gives you an opportunity to be able to, promote your company's vision through that, and, any new developments that are coming on. And of course, obviously what we all want is we want to be able to reach new customers. So it's going to be a great way for you to reach out to people, build relationships, which I'll going to cover a little while here, how to do that, and get people interested and so that they're going to want to do business with you. Communication, again, it's being able to talk with your clients, talk with your customers, and get feedback from them, maybe get suggestions from them. So blogging is really great for that. And it's a way for you to become the recognized expert in your field. So when people see that you're putting information out there, what you're talking about, they're going to say, hey, this is, not just some fly-by-night guy or gal, they really know what they're talking about. Maybe I should consider, doing some business with them. Now, another reason, if you want more proof, here's another reason, kind of alluding to what I was talking about with Google before, is that companies that blog get 97% more inbound links to their websites, and an inbound link is basically a link from another website that points to yours. And again, this is important for search engine ranking. The more inbound links that you can have to your website, the higher you're going to be ranked on the search engines. Google, Yahoo, Bing, and I want to forget them too. They're important as well. And another reason is that also companies that blog will just get 55% more website visitors than ones who don't. So it doesn't really cost much in terms of money per se. You can set up a blog for free on WordPress and Blogger. So it's certainly worth, it's an investment in time, but it's definitely going to help you with your company and being able to get traffic to your website. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty here about strategies and how you can get your blog to help your business. Number one, the first thing, though, that you need to do is you've got to figure out who your target audience is, because this is going to help you figure out, what kind of the content that you're going to be putting on your website, on your blog, I should say. So, you've got to figure out, who am I really trying to reach? So determine that first, and that's going to then you can make sure that you're reaching out to that audience, because you don't want to have, just talking, in broad general senses on about a broad range of topics. Sorry, losing my train of thought there. And so if you narrow down who you really want to reach, and then you maybe do some research and figuring out what kinds of information do my customer potential customers, what do they really want to know about? That's going to help you with your content. You should probably, consider doing, doing some kind of research, asking your current clients now, if I did a blog, what kind of information would you like to hear about? Can I provide you some tips on how to do something or other, related to the business? If like you're maybe a landscaping company, I mean, certainly gardening tips would be, ideal that you would want to put in your blog. So, do a little research beforehand, figure out who you want to target, and that's going to help you with coming up with the content. And then, of course, then that comes along with now is what you want to do is you want to share your expertise. You want to write about things you know. People are going to see right through you if you're, if you're not authentic, and if you're not, if it seems like you're vague in the wording that you're using. But if you've got, if you're an expert, you've got a business and you've been doing this for a while and you know stuff, when you write about that, you write from the heart. That's going to help you reach your audience. They're going to say, they're going to respond positively to you. And it's, let your personality come through. Don't be afraid to, you don't have to agonize over, making sure the sentences are structured, properly. It's okay if you don't use necessarily proper grammar. Let your own voice come through. Write as if you were talking to someone. And that's going to help you with the blog. The third thing that you want to keep in mind, and this is, it's going to do well towards getting people to respond to you on the blog, is to ask open-ended questions, because the whole point of having a blog is to be able to get into a dialogue with people. So, ask them during your articles, what do you think of so-and-so? How would you maybe do it better? You want to get people to comment, so because it's all about trust and developing relationships. People are going to want to do, as we all know, people want to do business with people they like and trust. So you want to get that dialogue going, ask questions, and that's going to get people to want to participate in your blog, want to comment on it, and be able to get the relationship building so that you can hopefully get them as a customer down the line. Excuse me, sorry. And kind of as I was starting to say, once you do get people commenting on your blogs, it's a really great thing. The first time it ever happened on my blog, I was like so excited. So you want to respond to them. And you can do this, one of two ways. You can either reply back right in your blog, and I'm going to show you a little later how to do that. You just go ahead and if the person leaves, actually does leave their name, use their name in the comments, personalize it. You want people to feel that they really are, that you are caring about what they had to say. You can also send them an email, because usually also when they will, you'll see the email when you go into the comments area of your blog, and you can, send them a direct email, and that's good too, because then you've captured their email address, and if they especially if they then respond back to you via email, this gives you an opportunity to say, maybe you also send out like a monthly newsletter or something. Maybe you can say, hey, can I add you to my email list now? Because you've got that relationship started, and it's a way to keep it going, so that again, it's all about using this to be able to get business. Excuse me one quick second. I'm taking another drink of water here. Sorry about that. Okay. Commenting. Now, besides replying back to people who comment on your own blog, another way that you should be getting, this kind of goes along to helping to get traffic to your blog, is to comment on other people's blogs. So if you are reading blogs that are like in your industry now, you want to, you find an article that you see an article that you like, and maybe even something, maybe they brought out a point or they missed a point that about. Maybe you've got something helpful to add to the conversation. comment on their blog, and then what you can do is, if you see here right above that red arrow, it says URL, that little box there, and you can include the link to your blog right there. So this is kind of the one way of getting those links, the inbound links that are going to help your blog get traffic. But more than that, even, I mean, the links are good, but you're also going to want to, but getting your comments out there, showing that it's another way of showing that you're an expert in your field, that you know what you're talking about. And again, you might be able to start a dialogue with that person who wrote the blog, and they might even come and check out your blog, which is good. Or other people who read this person's blog will see, even better, will see your comment and say, oh, yeah, they brought up a good point. Maybe I'll go check out their blog and see what they're doing. So it's if you can spend, I know it's hard to do. We're so busy in trying to find, coming up with things to do, in our business. But if you can dedicate, even just like 1 hour a week to, or yeah, probably, yeah, at least maybe a couple hours even on the weekends, it actually would probably be good because maybe that's a time that you have to start, catching up on some of your reading, and shoot your comments then. So that way then you can spend, the rest of the week on dealing with your business. But if you can dedicate, an hour or two, maybe over the weekends or at nighttime, it's really going to help you out with getting people to pay attention to your blog as well. Now, another thing you might want to consider when you're setting up your own blog is to have something called a blog roll. And this is where you can provide a list of other blogs that you like, and other resources that also, not only blogs that you like, but blogs that will be helpful for your target audience, that give them some other information. Now, what's good about this is that it shows that you're willing to be helpful. You're not concentrated on this is all about me, and I'm so vain that I want to just put everything is all about me. No, you're willing to show that hey, I don't know everything, and here's some other resources that you can go to find out some more information. You might want to have it, maybe even something, maybe related, but maybe not directly even in the same industry. But it's going to be good. You're providing links, and then again, what may happen too is then the people who are on these blogs, they may, if you can maybe establish a relationship with them, they might want to do the same thing. They'll reciprocate and put a link to your blog on there. So that's kind of also where it comes in, where you can start when you're commenting on different blogs. Again, the people who write those blogs, if they see that you're commenting a lot and you have some good points, this would be a way for you to, once you kind of establish a relationship, you might want to go ahead and just see if you can contact them directly and say, hey, I really like your blog, and I included on my blog, would you be willing to provide a link to mine on your site as well? And you'll be surprised that a lot of companies out there will they'll want to do that, because it's, again, it's good to have good relations with people in and out of your industry. This actually, I was kind of alluding, well, sort of, it kind of goes along with the commenting, is what you also would want to do is not only by getting a link to your website, to your blog on some other person's blog, is you might want to invite another blogger or someone else who has some information that would be helpful for your target audience, and invite them to be a guest on your blog and to write an article. Now, this has kind of two advantages. Number one, it gives you a break so that you don't have to necessarily be writing all of your articles all the time, because again, it takes a lot of time, I know that. So if you can get a guest to fill in for you once in a while, it's gives you a break. And actually, there's a couple good reasons. It also gives your audience a different perspective. so they'll be able to read someone else's comments, and it's great. They get a different perspective on things. And another benefit, which is even more great, is that if you start getting, especially if you could get like a couple different people to maybe even be regular contributors to your blog, maybe have, them each contribute, maybe once a month, so that each week maybe you've got somebody different. That's a big credibility builder, because when someone is reading your blog and they say, oh, wow, this other person is writing articles, and this other person, they must really know that this company is good, and because they're writing for their blog. So it's going to help you out again with your target audience. They're going to realize that, you're somebody to be paid attention to because you've got other people writing for you. Now, you definitely need to do that if you're like a small business owner, maybe you're an entrepreneur, you're definitely going to have to look outside your organization to get someone to help you. But, larger companies, if you've got, if you've got a bigger staff, then maybe you can have some other people from your company pitch in and write some articles. So it, it doesn't necessarily have to be outside people. If you've got enough staff inside to help you, then that will work too. It just depends on how big a business that you have. Now, another important thing about being able to use to get your blog noticed by other potential customers and be able to use it is you want to leverage the power of other social media sites, because it's going to help to drive traffic to your blog. So, go ahead, and if you've got already a Facebook account or a Twitter account, when you post a blog article, actually you can have it set up so that the blog article automatically will feed out to these sites. And, because that will, odds are you're going to have different followers on Facebook and then LinkedIn or Twitter. So this way it opens up your blog to, potential new audience. And also now there's even, you can use some of their tools that are out there as well, like Hootsuite.com, for instance, you can set up an account with them so that like I said, it'll automatically notify your Twitter followers. If you don't, you can either do it right through your blog. Like, for instance, I've got a WordPress blog that I can set it up so that it will feed like directly. It'll have a little link and say, new blog post about, such and such a title, and it clicks and it has a link. So if someone is seeing my tweets on Twitter, and they see that and the topic is interesting to them, they'll be able to click on that link and go directly to my blog and read it. So it's definitely want to try to use social media to be able to help you in reaching your audience. Now, the other very important point that you want to do to be able to not only get your blog found, but then to get people to read it and then comment on it, is you've got to take some time and do some keyword research, because you want to have keywords in both the title of your blog and in the content actually as well. So there are free tools out there, like Google, for instance, has a free Google keyword tool. If you just, when you go onto Google, if you haven't used this already, just Google free keyword research tool and it will come up for you. And so if you've got a topic that you're going to write about, plug that topic in there and it'll give you a list of possible keywords that you can use, because you want to make sure that people are using the terms to find you, so you want them to do it. So you'll see here, this was just a list of some of the blogs I had, and a couple of these were dealing with SEO, so I wanted, the topic pertained to SEO, so I had that as part of my title. The other important thing, though, to have is besides keywords, is you also have to have a good title, because you've got to have something that is going to grab someone's attention. Because if they, if you don't have a good title, they're not going to read your article, and so you're not going to get anywhere. So one thing one of the best things that you can do is to use numbers in your title. So if you notice here, two of my blog posts here had numbers in the title. People like to read lists, so that's an easy thing to do. So keep in mind, so do a little keyword research. If you're using I know there's even some tools out there that will allow you to do keyword research right as you're working on your blog. WordTracker.com, it has a free tool that you can install, and so that when you're writing, when you're in the middle of writing your blog, you don't even have to go out to, you don't have to leave it. You can stay right there and you can do your keyword research right there as you're typing, which makes it real easy. And another feature they have, and I should have included a slide on here, I apologize for that, but it'll also tell you, keep track of how many times you've used that phrase in the blog, because you do want to kind of use the same phrase maybe about 2 or 3 times. You don't want to overdo it, because that's going to turn people off, and that's called spamming, and they're not going to want to read your article if you're doing something like that. But 2 or 3 times, maybe two or 3 different phrases even throughout the content, that's going to help you to get people to notice it on the search engines when they're looking for your topic. Now, I know this is sometimes I think what keeps people, or maybe scares them away from doing a blog, is thinking, I can't write. It's I'm going to have to write this whole, big long article. You don't have to. You can keep it short. 250 to 500 words. Really err on the shorter side. 250 to 300, 350 is plenty, because as we all know, people don't have a lot of time to read. We've got so many things that are trying to take our attention away that we don't have time to do everything we want to. So don't agonize over this. Keep it short, and the thing that's going to help you do that is to have one clear idea per article, because then if you're dealing with one idea, it's going to be a lot easier to keep that blog post short, and spend a little bit, spend more time even on the title, because again, as I was saying before, that's where you want people. You've got to be able to grab their attention. So if you've got a good title, and then they're going to read it, and that's where you should probably spend your more time. But don't agonize over it. Just try to get it done. You might want to do is, again, maybe spend some time, like once a week, and come up with some ideas, and write a few articles at a time. And that way, then you can just you've got it. You can spread them out, and publish them over a couple weeks time, and you can have time then to do the other things you need to do for your business. And it's like daily is ideal for doing a blog, because again, the search engines love the content. But if you can at least strive for once a week at the minimum, 2 to 3 times is probably really great. But as long as you do it regularly. And then what happens sometimes is people will start a blog and they get all excited, but then they don't write anything more for like 2 months. Well, you were probably just starting to build an audience and potential customers, and then if you just abandon them, well, they're going to forget about you, because there's more blogs coming up every day, and they're not going to know to come back. So try to find a schedule that you can keep, that you can stay consistent with, and that's going to do you a lot better. Now, some other tips, because I realized as I was doing this presentation, oh shoot, I shouldn't have limited myself to 10. So the other thing that you should consider doing is, use a little variety. Add some variety to your blog. Add pictures. If you've got maybe pictures of your products or presentations or something, maybe you were at a networking event or something. Use pictures of those things. Use videos. Add those into your blogs. I mean, there are some people who actually do just what they call a vlog, a video blog. That's all they do is videos, which is an option as well. But if you are going to do, strictly a writing blog, you don't have to necessarily, write every single article. You can include a video. I will tell you though, if you are going to include a video, what you should probably do though is have your video there. You can, if you've uploaded it to YouTube, and then you can, put that link, or actually you can embed the video right in your blog. But have a little summary underneath it, or even possibly a whole transcript of what is on that video, because not everybody likes to watch videos. So maybe they really do still prefer to read. So you've got the content below it, so you're going to be able to please both audiences. Plus, it's actually going to be good search engine wise, because then again you've got, not only do you have the video, but YouTube is going to get a lot of hits definitely, but you've got the words underneath with hopefully some keywords, so that's going to be good as well. And so do that. Have the more you make your blog, visually interesting, and also, even just to put like a little thumbnail picture up at the top, related to the topic, is good. It makes it visually interesting. People are going to want to come back and read it. So that's a thing that you want to definitely keep in mind to do. And even more, just as important, if not the most important thing, is you want to know your call to action, because after all, the goal of writing this blog is not, some people just write for, their personal enjoyment, but if you're using a blog for business, you want to get a response. So you've got to once you get people, interested and they're reading your blog, they're commenting, but at the end of each article, you've got to tell them what to do. You've got to, give them some ideas so that you're going to have the chance to do business with them. So, tell them to, you want to change it up every now and then. So maybe sometimes it's, hey, if you want more information about this topic, visit my website, or, email me, or sign up for a newsletter, or maybe you've got a special report that you send out. Include those calls to action at the end of your posts, and also include also the widgets for sharing your newsletter, for sharing your blog posts on social media, because you want to make it easy for people. So, get them to do something, get them to share it, get them to like it. You can find these things to put a lot of, like WordPress, for instance, will have those, they're putting in some of those places where you can share this article on, like, sites like Dig and StumbleUpon, or Facebook and Twitter automatically. So you want to make it easy for people to, you got to tell them what to do, and then get them to share your article so you get more people, and eventually, potential customers as well. I'm going to take another quick pause here for one quick second, take a drink of water. And I know I've probably covered a lot, and I'm going quickly through this, but I was just trying to, make sure that we get it all in, and as I said, I am recording it, so you can always go back and listen to it later. But I do want to let you know now, if you want to learn more about blogging and other aspects of how to use social media to grow your business, I did want to just spend a little time here before I take questions talking about an event called Ungay Elite. And excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm going to be one of 24 speakers that are taking part in this 3-day, it's a social media marketing and branding retreat. It's happening March 3rd through the 5th here in Orlando, and I'm going to be basically expanding on today's webinar. So I'm really talking about even more details about how you can make your blog a destination to build and enhance your credibility. So this is a really fantastic event that's going to be coming on, and I hope that you can take advantage of it. And I just want to give you a little sneak peek at some of the speakers and the topics they're going to be covering. Dan Schauble is, he's been recognized as a personal branding guru by the New York Times. He's the managing partner of Millennial Branding and author of the book Me 2.0, Build a Powerful Brand to Achieve Career Success. So naturally, he's going to be talking about, managing the brand called Me. So that's going to be one of the sessions. Another one is going to be featuring Shelley Kramer. She's a marketing brand strategist and the head of V3 Integrated Marketing, and she's going to be talking again about how to integrate social media, not just the blogging, but Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all those things into your marketing and branding strategy. And then another one of the speakers is Neil Schaefer, and he is the CEO of Windmill Marketing and the author of Windmill Networking, Maximizing LinkedIn. So naturally, he's going to be talking with you about how to maximize your brand's presence and culture on LinkedIn. Now, why would you want to attend this? It's the one reason is that it's going to be a small event. There's a limited registration. There's only going to be about, I think, 200 to 250 people that will attend. So what that means is, and it's going to be some informal presentations. It's not going to be sitting through a long PowerPoint discussion. If we're encouraged to either not do a PowerPoint at all, or maybe just spend like 5 or 10 minutes on one. Because the point of this is that this has been called like a summer camp, basically, for marketing professionals and business owners and entrepreneurs. So it's going to be an informal presentation. You're going to be able to ask questions. It's like for 45 minutes, the speaker's maybe going to take 10 or 15 minutes to talk, but then you're going to be able to spend time asking questions and getting your questions answered and being able to really participate as a whole group to talk about issues related to your business and how you can market it better and how you can use social media to do it. And another one is you're going to have a chance that the first few people who sign up will get a chance to have these private consultations where it's 45 minutes of time set aside one-on-one with the speaker, the elite, and in a smaller setting outside of the main retreat center. So that's another cool perk of this thing. And attendee-only parties, after parties. So, even though you might have just spent, a full 8-hour day with, all of these professionals who, like you, who've been focused on the topics and the speakers, afterwards it's time to, just focus on, it's a great networking opportunity. Now you're going to be able to connect and engage with your peers and, relax, eat, have a little something to drink, and it's going to be a great way to relax. And then finally, it's you're going to have a chance to engage and, again, share knowledge, advice, talk about clients and things like that and techniques and really be able to learn a lot. So special offer is going on right now. The full 3-day retreat is $699, but when you go to register, you can save 10% on all 3 days. So by using the code UNGEEkedFlorida, so it comes out to like $209, almost $210 per day. And I know that sounds, may sound like a lot, but you're really investing in your company. Now, if you can't make it all 3 days, they do have, you can just go, for 2 days or 1 day. But this is the information. You go to ungeekedflorida.eventbrite.com, and you'll be able to get some more information about the retreat there, and you can, hopefully sign up. So that's my spiel for that. I just wanted to let you know about that. I think it's a great thing. And let's see, we've got actually some time now where I can answer some questions. So let's see here. I see a bunch of questions, and let me see if I can go back in here and try to read them. Oh, okay. Someone was asking if the presentation slides will be made available. Yes, I will. Yeah, I will also. What I'll probably do is I may upload them like to SlideShare, and then I'll send you the link when I send you the link to the actual recording as well. Let's see. Someone was asking, how do you name your blog effectively to pick up on Google search? That potential customers might be looking for your company's service. Well, again, it's what you probably want to do is a couple things. Number one, maybe search for look for blogs that are related to your industry first, and kind of get an idea of what other people are doing. But and then do some keyword research and figure out, what are the keywords that people are using related to your industry, and then see if you can come up with, a good name that's, we want to get people's attention, but also make them say, if you're maybe you're a painter or something, you don't want to have the blog title have nothing to do with, paint. Maybe you want to be able to have them say, have a person who's searching, look at it and say, okay, yeah, this it has to deal with. I understand this is what this blog is going to have to do. Let's see. Okay, we had another question. If it's better to write your own blog or use articles from the internet. Whenever possible, it's definitely better to use your own original content. Sometimes you can, if you're going to use articles, other articles, you don't want to make it seem as if it's your content. So if you're going to use someone else's articles, give them credit for it. Because again, I know it gets hard to be able to, constantly be coming up with your own content for it, but you don't want to plagiarize, and you don't want to use just these article mills that are out there where they're just churning out stuff. Remember, the whole point about social media and blogging as part of this is you want to be able to develop a relationship with your and with people, so that your readers, because you want to ultimately be able to turn them into customers of your business. And if you're going to be, it's kind of like you want to make sure that you've got good content out there, and again, that kind of reflects your voice, so that they're going to be able to really respond to you. If you That's why I say, that's why it's good to get, guest authors to put in. You can also, you can also hire people to help you out. Maybe, you don't have to necessarily write the whole article. Maybe you've got some ideas that you want to have done, and then you can hire someone like myself to write it for you, and then that way they can do the keyword research, make sure that it's got the right keywords in there. But you're much better off using, as much as possible, either your own content, or like I said, if you're going to use someone else's. And I actually did this not too long ago. I used someone else's article, but I put the name, the author, right up at the top, and I put where I pulled that information from, so that people would see, this wasn't my information. I didn't want to be putting it off. Because it's not really fair either to someone to be masquerading. Let's see. We had another question. How do you figure out what to blog about? For instance, there's this. She deals with a jewelry designer. Some jewelry designers, let's see, are blogging about techniques or blogging business strategies, and their followers or other jewelry artists. I can't understand how this helps them gain customers. Well, it may be that they're just, they may not be getting customers that way. They might be just, just sharing their information. She's, wondering, if she wants to be able to use customers, and she doesn't have a lot yet to ask, to find out. I would, I would ask your friends even, everybody, especially jewelry, even if they haven't necessarily bought your products, but I would still, maybe do a little survey or something, or just, ask your friends and say, hey, what would you find interesting about it? I think I would just kind of do that. I'd do some research first to see if that would help you out. Let's see. Oh, someone was wondering about the slides again. Yes, I will have the slides available later. The wordtracker.com tool. Yeah, that is, like I said, I would go search wordtracker.com. In fact, even search WordTracker. I think it's search like blog keyword research tool or something like that. I forget the exact name of it, but it's a great thing. I have it. It installs right into right into your toolbar, so you can actually use it anywhere that you're online, because what it does is when you download it, there will be like a little tiny W down at the right hand bottom of your keyboard, or I mean of your computer screen, and when you click on that W, it opens up a little window that you can then plug in your keywords, and you can start and you can search and see if that is a good word to use, and how much traffic it's getting. That's the term I'm looking for. Sorry about that. Yeah, whether or not really a lot of people are using that term or not. So it's if you need help finding it for some reason, I will shoot me an email, and I'll find the exact link for you, and I'll send it to you. So, but I've used it quite a lot, and it really is an excellent tool to use. Let's see. How do you promote products without sounding like you're an advertisement or that you're selling? Okay. I think maybe a good way to do it would be, possibly to maybe just include pictures of it, and just, I mean, it's okay. I think once in a while, just say, hey, these are some new things that we're offering, and just, write a blog article about it. You don't want to do it certainly every time, but, if, I think it's okay to do it once in a while. Like I said, just don't do it all the time, but, if people are going to realize that this is that you are blogging about the business, but it's yeah, I know it's a little tricky, but if you can, probably better if you can make it more of an educational and an informational blog, but make sure that you have links to your website. Maybe you put a little bio page on your blog so that people can get more information about you. Then, if they are liking what they're reading, if they're enjoying the content, they're going to want to find out more information, and then hopefully buy your products. How do you tell if a comment is spam, or they're really commenting, or just trying to get a link on your blog? Yeah. I think, especially once you've started doing this for a while, if someone is writing a complete sentence and refers to specifically something about the article, because I get a lot of this, I get these, oh, nice article, and then they include the link to their own blog. It's like, okay, yeah, that's great, but could you be a little bit more specific? So if they don't really say, I liked your comment about so-and-so, then, odds are it may be spam, and just, go ahead and delete it. So you just kind of have to develop a feel for it. Unfortunately, probably, it seems like to me I get probably 80%, maybe even more, of the comments I get are spam, unfortunately. But, every so often you do get those good comments. So it's a necessary thing you kind of just have to kind of watch for. Let's see. How do you best and most effectively link your website to a blog and blog to a website? The best way I think to do this is, if you've already got your website set up, if you can go to the web designer and see if there's an easy way for them to add a tab to it, to be able to incorporate. I mean, that is the ideal, if you can get your blog directly accessed right there. Now, unfortunately, the service that I had signed up with when I first set up my website, I didn't have that opportunity. Well, they had a blog that I could use, but their templates were really ugly. So I didn't like them. Even though it was a WordPress.com blog, I didn't like it. So I decided to go outside, and I set up my blog on WordPress.com. And instead, what I do is I've got a link to the website on the blog, and but on my website, I've got a page that says blog, and then what I do there is I've got a link for people. I put one sample article in there, and then I say, if you want to read more articles, here's a link to my blog to visit it. So that's the way I've been able to get around it. I'm hoping eventually, maybe in the next year, to actually get a new website built where I can have my blog incorporated in there, because that really is the best, because that way, it's helping your website because, like I said, if you're gonna the blog, ideally you're gonna probably be updating it, hopefully every week at minimum. So that's going to help you with the search engine traffic, with the search engine results and getting traffic. Can you put regular links to websites from your blog, or do you need to only link to other blogs? I think you can. It's okay to link to other websites if it's got useful information. Yeah. I guess it's called a blog roll, but I don't think you have to be strictly doing that. So that's okay. You can have other websites there as long as it's got some information. Information that the reader is going to find useful. The reader of your blog is going to find useful. Then go ahead and do that. Have you taken a look at the new social network Quora? Somebody sent me an email today about that, and I didn't get a chance to look at it. So I don't know anything about that, but I will, definitely I'll have to look into it. Yeah, I mean that's the crazy thing. It's like there's new networks out there all the time, and in fact there's other places that I didn't even get a chance to tell you about. There's other places to post your blog, even besides. There's lots of social networking sites out there, not just, Facebook and Twitter. So you just need to kind of do a little bit of research in that and see what works best for you. Is Word Tracker similar to SEO Presser? I actually haven't heard of SEO Presser, so I don't know. But basically, Word Tracker is, they do, they're a keyword research tool. They have different. I mean, you can pay. They have limited free services that you can use, and then of course if you want really major access to some of the search engine results, then you have to pay like a monthly fee to use their service. So I suspect that one is like that too. Let's see. Would you blog about an upcoming event that you are offering, or people put off by that? Well, I hope not, because I blogged about this webinar, as a matter of fact. So I did that, I think, last week as one of the articles. Now, what I did is I didn't kind of do it directly. What I did is I did a little, I think I did a little informative thing first, kind of a little teaser, and then said, to get more information, I am having. No, actually, I think I didn't. No, on second thought, I think I did just do it straight. I think I just did a straight, invitation to this webinar as it. So you can either do it straight, or you can just, like I said, you can do maybe a little, provide a little information maybe about what the event is about first, and then promo it. And I don't think people are put off by that. I mean, if they are, they're probably the minority, because I think a lot of people realize, that's one of the advantages of having a blog, is that you can do information. And because again, it's then if you're talking about your event in the blog, then you can post the blog on Facebook, on Twitter, on this other social media sites, and get the word out there so that people will, hopefully then want to attend the event. Okay, I think that's about it. I've run out of voice just about, and but we're finishing a couple minutes early, but I think that's okay. I think I covered a lot, and I hope you all enjoyed it and got some useful information out of it today. So I'm going to let you go a few minutes early unless anybody else has any more questions. And like I said, I will be sending out the recording for you, and I'll also include, I will include a link to the slides as well. So again, thanks for joining, and if you want to check me out on Facebook and Twitter, I got the information on the screen there. It's Gloria Rand Copywriter. Twitter, it's just Gloria Rand, and I'd love to connect with you there, or visit my website. So and if you need to send me an email, the email address is right there, gloria@gloriarand.com. So thanks a lot, and have a great rest of your day.